So, proper documentation, one of the most underrated and unappreciated financial resources in the United States by most Americans. What I want to teach you and cover today is how you can, in one particular area, maximize your proper documentation when it comes to banking and borrowing. And a little hack that many of you may be able to exercise to increase your income overnight. So stay tuned to the end of the video. Before we get into this conversation, I want you guys to take a quick moment to support the channel so the channel can keep supporting you. The mission of this channel is to increase your net worth by teaching effective relationship banking, maximizing your borrowing capacity, proper use of life insurance, and acquiring and owning real estate. If these things hit home for you or interest you, like, comment, and subscribe. I'm dropping content multiple times a week, if not on a daily basis, in order to help you up-level your finances. Thank you for your support. Let's get started. So, proper documentation when it comes to banking and borrowing, something that you cannot avoid in this financial system. In this particular video, we're going to cover how you can potentially increase your income overnight and do it while effectively producing documentation needed to prove that income. So many of you have not taken advantage. You've heard about it. You've heard whistles about it. Some of you even deeply follow content creators or business owners that are on the internet that have promoted the idea of incorporating yourself. So you may not have an existing business yet. Maybe you're either a gig worker or a W-2 worker. This works fine for you if you're a W-2 worker. And you don't have an official business yet, but you've constantly been urged to start an entity. And one of the reasons for that is, for one, that entity is gaining age in its existence. And that, believe it or not, can be very relevant when it's time to start actually using that entity for an actual business opportunity. Another benefit is if you connect with a tax advisor, which I've been pushing significantly on this channel to find a tax advisor, find a tax strategist, you can find different loopholes and tax benefits tailored for you, even as a W-2 employee, that you can be exercising if you funnel these things through your business. I'm not a tax advisor, but these things exist. What I want to quickly cover in this video is how you guys can be taking lump sums of money that you're getting on an annual basis. Many of you are either getting tax returns, some kind of significant lump sums of benefits. You're running into inheritances, settlements. You guys stop and reflect back on your adult lives. Many of you are seeing lump sums of money, and I'm going to consider a lump sum, anything over maybe $5,000 or $10,000 in a year that wasn't expected, that comes from some, random source. That's not your job. It's not some business, not some work you did, or it is, or it's a bonus or something like that, that you got from somewhere, or a lump sum you got for some work that you don't normally do. If you set up a business entity, ideally, I would probably say an LLC or a corporation may make more sense. This could work with a sole proprietorship, but you're gonna have to do your research on this, because the point of this is to separate the entity and separate all of the tax liability over to an entity off of yourself, in a sense of speaking. I'm not a tax advisor. Please get with a tax advisor on this. But the point of what I'm trying to teach you really quickly is you can be taking these lump sums of money, especially the ones that aren't coming from some kind of income source that's already tracked and taxed. Setting up a business entity. Set up your business bank account, which I shot a video to already on how to do that and what to look for. I'll link it in the description below. And you can be taking these lump sums of money, putting them in the business account, or that under that business entity, putting it in a business account and establishing payroll. I've mentioned this in previous videos. If you watch a couple other content creators out there, they kind of talk about the same thing. I am in the banking industry. I'm in the financial services industry. I'm telling you directly, as somebody who takes loan applications for small businesses, individuals, on credit cards, home loans. I do all of this throughout the day. If you can do this, just imagine for a second, especially if you're buying a home. This can show a big buying a home. It increases your borrowing capacity across the board, but it really can show up buying a home. If you ever, and I've shot a video about this as well, if you've ever played with a affordability calculator, you will see that $5, $7, $10,000 more a year in income can make a significant difference on home affordability. Some of you are getting tax returns that meet that marker. Some of you are getting settlement money, inheritance money. You're getting money from other places that meets this criteria of about 5, 10 or more at one time. If you take this money, put it into a business entity, put it in a business bank account, and have payroll set up properly, you can disperse that to yourself over the course of a year. So if it's $10,000 or whatever the amount is, then you break that up into $800 and something a month, whatever it comes out to be, and pay yourself. Pay taxes on it, the whole 9 yards. Now you may be sitting up here trying to figure out why the hell would I take money that I didn't have to pay tax for and lose some chunk of it to taxes? Documentation. It's going to increase your borrowing capacity significantly more than the cash value in itself. It has to say that $10,000 in anonymous money, legal of course, but anonymous money that came from some windfall, that you do use this strategy, implement and pay yourself in that way, will increase your borrowing capacity by more than $10,000 in some form or fashion. You're going to get much more than $10,000 more in house. You're going to get more than that $10,000 could have gotten you on a credit card as far as limits approvals. And you're going to get it across the board, car loans, where you name it. This is a little hack that you can be doing. Many of us all see these lump sums come. It comes from arbitrary places, odd times. You didn't know it was coming, or you got wind of it at the last minute, whatever the case may be. And this money just sits in our hands. Some of us blow it. This is your opportunity to increase your income legitimately, legally, and increase your borrowing capacity significantly, all in one swoop, while putting a business entity in motion, which has its own benefits. So I want you guys to get with a tax advisor, get with a tax strategist, get you a business entity set up, get a business bank account set up, and the next windfall of money that you get, that you don't have earmarked for something, pertinent that it has to go to, that you have the free will to do it with, funnel it through this entity and pay yourself over a 12-month time frame. I assure you, you'll thank me later. Thank y'all for tuning in. Again, like, comment, subscribe. Leave a comment down below on your thoughts on this strategy. Have you tried this before? Is this a good idea to you? Think of some hiccups that I might not be thinking about that may not fit everybody's situation, and drop them in the comments below. Thank y'all for tuning in. I enjoy bringing this content to you. Stay focused, stay in motion. See y'all soon.